Day.
Unbelievable.
That
Great.
part, unbelievable.
That's good.
Inside jokes.
All right. Hey, if you went to leadership school, you know what we're talking about. So, but cool. Hey guys, well, I'm excited to hang out with you guys this morning.
Hey.
Let's see, pause that one. All right, perfect. So this coming Sunday for 101 and 201, in the 201 call, guys, we're going to be talking about how to give an orientation. And next week, so starting not this week, but next week, if you are somebody who is recruiting people, I am strongly encouraging you to also learn how to do the orientation, which that's what the 201 class is going to be, how to give a good orientation. And the reason being, guys, is we recruit a lot of people and then they don't come to orientation with me. And if they do, it's like, oh, that's just the RVP, right? They don't know any different. Like they're just like, oh, it's just the RVP. So they kind of blow it off. And then what needs to happen doesn't get happen, or doesn't happen, not doesn't get happen. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't happen. So what we need to get better at, and when we saw the biggest growth in both premium and recruiting on our team, guys, was when this was like probably almost 2 years ago now, when I learned how to give orientations and I started teaching people how to give orientations, and they were giving the orientations to their new people. Guys, that's how we're going to duplicate quicker. So if you're part-time right now and you're not running your own recruits yet, then you're good, because whoever runs the recruiting appointment is going to be the one that gives the orientation. So this week, tonight at 7 o'clock, Wednesday at 2 o'clock, and Friday at 5 o'clock, there are orientations that if you're like, Dan, I don't know how to give an orientation, great, get on those calls. Monday tonight at 7, Wednesday at 2, or Friday at 5. Actually, that Friday one is going to be have to be postponed. I just remembered I'm going to be in Sarasota all day Friday. But so anyway, tonight at 7 o'clock or Wednesday at 2 p.m. And get on and take notes as if you're giving the orientation. Like, get on to learn how to give the orientation, guys, because I need you guys to learn how to give the orientations, because you're going to build a relationship with your people. You're going to learn how to talk to them. You're going to learn how to get them off to a fast start. That, again, that's not to say that the big group orientations are going to be totally gone and away with, but you need to meet with them and teach them how to get started, because you're going to be their trainer. The biggest disconnect that we're having right now, and I just talked with Andy the other day about it, is that he and all of his people do their own one-on-one orientations. And so what happens is they build a relationship. So like, let's say I'm training Elian, for instance, and I recruit him. I have already built an hour worth of relationship with him there, which might not sound like a lot, but it is, because people tell you a lot about their life and what's going on in their life and all that type of stuff on the recruit call. So you've already built some trust. Then for you to throw them in front of me, I can build that trust too, but it takes a little bit more time, especially in a big group, right? Like, I can talk to each one of you and coach each one of you pretty directly, because we've built a relationship over the last, X amount of days or months since you've been here. But for the new person coming on, me telling them, hey, you have to do this, you got to do this, this is how you get started. Like, it doesn't necessarily, and I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying that coming from somebody that's already built a relationship and built trust with them, it's easier to get them to buy into that. And I'll just Lydia, I'm going to pick on you and Matt for a second and use you guys as an example. Like, I did a one-on-one orientation with Lydia and Matt, and they have started setting up appointments. They're getting through licensing. They're on every single meeting with their camera on. They don't miss, and they check in every time. They will reach out to me and ask for help. And obviously, like, that is also a byproduct of recruiting a lot of people. Like, that I found somebody that's going to do that, but also, like, I did a one-on-one orientation with them, right? Because it was necessary. So I just want to challenge you guys to do that. So what I'm going to do today, I'm not going to try to find it right now, but there is an orientation, how to give a good orientation audio. Okay. And then it's the Relentless PDF, which I'm going to get remade with the redemption hierarchy background logo on it and stuff like that. So it'll look basically the same, but I'm going to get it remade so it looks it's on brand with us. with our team. And then what we'll do, guys, is I'm going to train you guys on Sunday. Okay, so everybody type Sunday in the Zoom chat. If you are already through all of 101, you will go to the 201 class, which the 201 week 4 is how to give an orientation. So that's what we're going to go over next week. We were going to do it last night, but Josh and I were talking about just taking a day off for Mother's Day. So hopefully you guys enjoyed your time last night, hanging out with your family. But guys, look, like, it's super important that you take these orientations seriously. And the biggest frustration as a regional vice president that you will ever experience is when your people recruit a lot of people, but don't give them orientations or don't get them onto the orientation, because that is basically stealing $125 from somebody, right? Because you all wouldn't know what to do if you didn't get an orientation, correct? So we have to make sure that when we bring somebody on board, we get them an orientation. All right, fair enough. Any questions, guys? No questions. Awesome. Cool. Well, hey, if you're full-time, please do me a favor and go and make sure your docs are filled out really quick. And I'm going to go over a policy here in just a second. And then we'll be done for the day. So, what's he doing over there? Sorry, my dog's not doing very well. My dog's like 12 years old and he's like, I'm gonna have to take him to the vet today, I think. So, all right.
He's trying to bury his food.
He's trying to bury his food?
Yeah, remember when he used to do that with
Yeah.
his nose?
Weird. Okay. Anyway, make sure your docs are filled out real quick, guys. And then we'll go ahead and roll right into this appointment, or this oh my gosh, words are hard. Policy, goodness gracious. So let me pull up my Dropbox real quick. All right, I was listening to an Art Williams audio last night. I made Taylor listen to it with me. And one of the things, I shouldn't say I made Taylor, she was there, but she listened to part of it. One of the things that Art Williams said, and I'm going to paraphrase it because I don't remember exactly what he said. Maybe Taylor can help me a little bit better remember. But he said, when you're playing against somebody in the wrong color uniform, how can you expect them to not want to take shots at you? And I was immediately thinking about, like, Ellie, and you know about this, and Taylor does as well. I think Cassie might have been there and my mom was there, but one of my best friends sent me a text message. As an insurance agent with a different company, and he sent me a text and a really nasty text. He basically, like, friend broke up with me over a text message because I tell people that the type of insurance that he sells is bad. And this guy was one of my best friends. I'll just be honest, like, he's one of my best friends. Like, he didn't stand at our wedding, but he was like a mentor of mine for years, just as being a dad and stuff like that, and did a lot of awesome stuff together. But you know, the reason I'm sharing that with you guys is because when you do what's right, people are going to not like that when they don't do what's right. Right? When you lead by example and you live in a way that points people in the right directions, that offends people and they don't like it. Right now, I'm not trying to be mean. I do genuinely, like, hope the best for him, and I hope that we can fix that whole issue there. But the reality, guys, and I'm just being transparent with you, is that I'm not going to waver on the fact that what we do is right, and that what we do is true, and that what we do really takes care of people, because somebody who doesn't talk to me anymore sent me a nasty text message. In fact, it fires me up a little bit more. Why? Because I know that what we're doing is right if it's going to cause somebody to come at me like that. Right? Because I've replaced a couple policies from that company, from his office, actually. And he found out about it. And that's what triggered him to be mad at me. And at the end of the day, like, I would be frustrated too, but it's not going to come between a friendship. But guys, look, like, when you're doing what's right, people aren't going to like it, because you're coming in with a better product, a lower price, you're helping people, and you're educating people on the crap that they're selling to them. And you're teaching people how what they got sold by somebody that they trust is not good. Does that make sense, guys? So you have to understand that, like, when you step into a Primerica training, when you step in and get a license and you're appointed with Primerica, you need to, almost need to think as, like, you're going to war with people, with agents, for the finances of the people that you sit down with. Guys, we're crusaders, and Art Williams always says crusaders die hard. Like I will never leave Primerica because what we do is right 100% of the time. I've never, Josh, seen a policy that was worse for a client than before. I've never seen somebody take somebody from a whole life insurance policy or an index universal life insurance policy, Larissa, and then put them in a worse position by getting them a mutual fund and a term life insurance policy. It's more coverage, out of debt quicker, they're investing. And guys, the reason I wanted to share that with you this morning is because it gets me fired up, because like, I know that if I'm going to come across this, other people are as well. And so I wanted to share with you guys this group life insurance policy right here, this JC Penney's one. I've never looked at this before. But I wanted to go over a group life insurance policy with you guys, because I think if you're anything like I was in the beginning, Amber, I really struggled in the beginning overcoming term versus term insurance. Right. So somebody has term and it's maybe cheaper than what we can offer. I had a hard time coming over with that, Caleb, because, well, oh, you already have term, you're fine. Well, I didn't realize all the things that we've talked about in the past few weeks, how it gets way more expensive and all this other crap. Right. But I also had a hard time overcoming and coming with certainty that life insurance through your job was bad. Right. So here's one that I've never seen, and I'm just going to breeze through this, but real quick, they're paying $14 a month. Okay. So they're paying 14 bucks a month. And I'm just going to see if there's any highlighted areas first, because usually there is. And if there's not, that's fine. We'll figure it out together. Doesn't look like there is. All right, cool. So let's just kind of breeze through this together, and you guys will watch me discover this. So they got 3 months for free in the beginning. Your premium can never be raised. Cool. Coverage can never be canceled as long as premiums are paid. And it says it can be yours for the rest of your life if you wish. So we'll go ahead and figure out where that's at. So paid benefits for covered death. Okay, so yeah, that's life insurance. Coverage begins the moment the certification is issued. That's the after 2 years, full benefits are paid for death regardless of the cost. Okay, so in the first 2 years, it's just like most other insurance companies. During the first 2 years, full benefits are paid for accidental death. For non-accidental death, so suicidal, they'll get 125% of the gross premium. So it's basically a suicide clause in there. So there's their certificate of insurance. So, all right, the insured is the person who holds the name. Loss means loss of life. Accidental death means death from an accidental body injury or independently of any other cause. An accident causing such injury must occur after the effective date of the coverage shown on the scheduled page. And while the certificate is in force, death must occur within 90 days for it to be considered an accidental death. Okay, so accidental death does not include any of the following. So suicide while sane or insane. So you all know that already. Declared or undeclared war or any act thereof. So this is a good example of the 9/11 situation. Right, we talked about this before. Some
insurances are backing out of the vaccines.
Yeah, so a lot of group insurance policies are also talking about like the COVID vaccine, but declared or undeclared war. So when 9/11 hit, people that passed in 9/11 at their job, it didn't pay out, and also people that had regular life insurance, like outside of their job, and they died, the life insurance did not pay out because of this act right here, number 2, declared or undeclared war or any act thereof. So while acting as a pilot or the crew member of a pilot, or while a passenger other than a fare paying passenger, so maybe you're not flying it, but you're just on it, but you didn't pay for it, like you're on a friend's plane or something like that. Number 4, taking the drugs. So any sort of drugs or used unless it's prescribed by a physician. Any disease. injury occurred while a person's alcohol is blood alcohol content is 0.10% or higher. But guys, here's one, a disease. Do you guys know anybody that plans on getting sick? No, it just happens, right? You get suddenly diagnosed with an unfavorable diagnosis, right? Guys, that's what this is talking about right here. So accidental death does not include death resulting from any of these. So we're not paying out if we have a disease and we die from our job insurance. Okay, that's a problem. So let's see, when your insurance begins, 21 days after you get your certification. When a person's insurance ends, your insurance ends on the last day of the period covered by your last premium. You may keep the certification as long as you live. They do not have the right to cancel it, place restrictions, or refuse premium paid. Amber, what's up?
Could you just scroll back up? I want to like screenshot that section where it says, yeah, the different areas it doesn't cover you for insurance. Perfect. All right, we're good.
Yep. All right, let's see. Coverage. So it's the amount covered. Suicide. I don't think I need to read through that. I think you all understand that. So they cannot contest the certification after it's been enforced during their lifetime for 2 years. So they have the same 2-year clause that we have. They can change beneficiaries. They have to pay their premiums, grace period. They have a 31-day grace period. So if they miss a payment, so reinstatement can be put back in force after it lapse, and it will be subject to all of the following: a written request within 5 years, the master contract not being expired. But let's think about that for just 2 seconds. If they miss a payment above, what did it say? Within 31 days, your payment or your policy what? Expires. It lapses. So the master contract would have then expired. So you can't reinstate a policy that's then expired, right? Because it's lapsed. Does it make sense? Are you following me on this right now? They use a synonymous word right here, okay? So they also need evidence of insurability. They need all past due premiums paid up. Okay, so let's say that this client, they had a medical issue or something, right? And now they want to get life insurance, but they stopped paying for 2 years. Well, number one, the contract expired, so they won't be able to do it. Number two, they need to reestablish medical insurability. Okay, number three, all past due premiums need to be made, which means they're going to have 2 years of $14 a month payments. It's not that much at the end of the day, like it's a few $100, but still, if they stop paying due to financial hardships and then they had medical issues during that same time, would it be likely, do you think, that they're going to have the money to then catch up on the policy? Probably not, right? Also, interest is paid on all past due premiums at a 6% compounded annual interest. So now they got plus 6%. So again, not that much initially, but not great. So there's this claims information, the misstatement of gender thing. We talked about that previously. They can have an autopsy done. That's interesting. I've never seen that before. So cool. I think that's pretty much everything in there. But yeah, it's based now. We're just at the wrapping everything up. But guys, like that's a normal looking group life insurance policy. When you come across a group policy, Caprice, 1 second, I'll get you in just a second. When you come across a policy where someone has life insurance through their job, that is 9 times out of 10 what you're going to see. Something like that. Okay, where, hey, you have it, yes, but like if you ever get a disease, if you ever have sicknesses or anything like that, it's not going to pay out. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. Caprice, did you have a question?
Yes, I had a comment and a question. So I had a friend of mine whose uncle just passed, and it was a huge like family feud with the wife and all kind of decisions. But make a long story short, what I found out was that they were wondering, well, why isn't his name on the funeral list, on the funeral homes list, and this and that, and come to find out.
We can't really hear you. You're like it sounds like you're walking around, and like it sounds like you're walking to the other side of the room. Are you there?
Yeah, my car took over.
Okay, there you go. Go ahead.
But make a long story short, she was like, well, the wanted like $9,000 something, and she was like, the VA is gonna pay it, but they won't accept like basically a good faith promise to pay from so they got the death certificate. And I was like, well, can you the money from the VA, can you just pay out, bring your insurance policy back current? And I was very confused about that because I thought, isn't that law that if they can bring it back current, they still have to honor it? Or is it only the 30-day grace period?
Usually it's only that 30-day grace period. They don't have to do anything else. Like, and that's the crazy thing about our industry. Like, if you remember in that very first video I make everybody watch in their orientation, like they say this all the time, like our industry will do everything that they possibly can to sell something to somebody and not pay the death claim. Like Primerica will literally Primerica has people at home office. Their entire job is to search databases of people passing away for social security numbers and names of people that match our clients, that match policyholders. I think it was Curtis Miller, or maybe it was Emmanuel. One of them got a call from home office saying, hey, one of your clients passed away. Would you like to deliver the death claim, or should we mail them a check? Yeah, and like the family didn't know that was still in force. And so I don't know if that really answers your question exactly or not, Caprice, but that, like, our industry, unfortunately, they don't always do what's right, very rarely. And we just do everything that we can to help people make sure they get their payouts, make sure that they get what they need for their insurance. So hopefully that was helpful. So, all right, let's see. I'm going to hit the docs real quick, guys. So if you are full-time, you should be on the docs. And we're going to hit your rolling 7-day appointments. And tomorrow, guys, I'll go over how to do the right side, this side of the docs. I'm the only one that didn't fill it out. So, but none of them look like they're filled out right. So I'll go over it. All right. So we'll start. I today have 5 recruits and 2 kitchen tables. So I'm 5 by 2 today. Josh, you had 36. You trying to get big? What are you doing? You trying to go to RVP? What's happening here? Holy crap.
Trying
Let's
so
go.
hard.
What you got today? What do you got today?
I'm actually gonna go to my calendar this time. So I got an interview at 9. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 interviews between 9 and 1. Got another. I got three interviews. It's going to be a group thing at 2 p.m. And then I've got a KT at 3, and then an interview at 5, and then a interview at 6. Let's go.
So like 9 by 1. Great job,
Yeah.
dude. So you got to fill up.
Go, dude.
You got to backfill 10 appointments today. So you got to set 10 appointments so you don't drop on the docs. 30s, dude.
Let's go.
I'm telling you, if you stay at 36 or above, just watch. You'll end up 20 by 20 real quick, real fast. Promise. All right, Cassie, what you got today?
I've got 2 by 2 today.
2 by 2. Awesome. You got 23. Great job getting above 20. Make sure you hold that number. Try to push for 30. I know your appointment setting record is a lofty number, right? So try to hit that thing soon, but take a day and get to 22 on your appointment setting record, and then just maintain 4 or 5 set a day, and you'll hold that 40-ish on the docs, and you'll start to close a lot more often. I know you're closing a lot right now, but you'll double the amount that you're closing at least, and then you'll get momentum from that as well. So great job, 2 by 2 today. Karen, 11.
I have 9 by 0 today.
9 by 0 today? Dang. Okay. Awesome. So 9 by 0. Great job. Get a couple of new recruits in there. So you got a bunch to make up for today as well. Awesome. And then Elliot, you got 2. What's up? What you got? What are you doing today?
Both of those are today, actually, at 12 and 2:30. The 12 is actually potentially 2 people.
Okay.
And then getting them in one of that 12 into the office as well. So what's next, Trent?
So you got one at the office and one over Zoom?
No, I'm saying I'm going to get him to come to tonight's as well for the. Oh, never mind. Tomorrow. I'm so sorry. Tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Awesome. All right. So you got to set at least 5 today, so you're not at 2 on the docs or 0 on the docs tomorrow, right? We got to get to the yellow. So both Elion and Karen, got to get you guys to 15 like yesterday. Like that's got to be the most urgent thing. It should be like the dashboard light on your Primerica car is just going off saying service engine now. You need to you gotta get above 15. Guys, that is where I'm telling you, like 15 is like the minimum for you to see growth happening, like the multiplication growth, like not addition growth, like multiplication, people getting independent in your business. So, all right, guys, so that's all I got for you. Everybody else, go put in the Telegram. I bet you already know what I'm going to say. What is your appointment setting record, and when are you going to break it? We are halfway through the month, and virtually everyone said they were going to break it by this point. And we got a few of y'all that are there, not everybody, a couple of you though. So when are you going to actually break that appointment setting record, and what is it, guys? Go put it in the Telegram. And then Josh, you got a question. What's up, dude?
Yeah, I want to share something with the team that worked extremely well for me so that you guys can get your appointment setting up. The moment you set an interview, if it's online or even if it's in person and you have them on Facebook, ask them if they'll run the play with you. Be like, hey, look, I'm just trying to get the word out about my firm. Can you post this real quick and tag me in it? Of course, they just scheduled an appointment with you. Of course they would. Get them to post it. The likelihood of them doing that's way higher than just asking a person that you haven't built rapport with or anything like that. And then just keep running it up, guys, from there. You guys are going to set a crap ton of appointments that way.
That's good. That's exactly
Thanks,
what
bro.
I do. All right, guys.